Skincare is my therapy, and at nighttime my goal is to repair, treat, and prevent premature aging. This is my PM skincare routine with all the steps and products that truly work for me, so use this as a guide and not as a strict rule. Welcome. Hi there, my name is Linda and welcome to my channel, Beauty Talk. I'm a beauty content creator and I create videos about realistic skincare routines, makeup tutorials, honest product reviews, and a little bit of wellness. This is to help you build routines that actually work. I post videos both in English and in Spanish, so you might hear a little bit of Spanglish in between. So my skincare routine is not the most minimal, but it's also not the most extensive, although you will see quite a few products that I use, and that's because I really enjoy my skincare. It's like a therapy. So think of this video as maybe a guide if you're wanting to build your own nighttime skincare routine. You want to know what kind of products to use and in what order to use them. Remember that every skin is different, and if you have a serious skin concern, I really recommend you to go and see a professional like a dermatologist and not try to copy a skincare routine that you see here on YouTube. And with that said, remember that what works for me may not work for you. Overall, I think I have pretty good skin. If you saw my video in Spanish, you may know how old I am. I'm gonna leave it like that so you can go and watch it to find out if you're curious. But overall, I think I have pretty decent skin, but it's not perfect. I have melasma, which you may not see in the video. I have like a big thing here, and then I have a little bit on the side of my cheek. So that is one thing that I am actively trying to treat right now. But also my night skincare routine also focuses on preventing premature aging, but also treating things like texture, preventing fine lines, but also just keeping my skin hydrated and overall healthy. So without any further ado, let's get into my PM skincare routine step by step. Step 1. Cleanse. So since I am a makeup wearer, I wear makeup almost every day, I think it's extremely important to do a proper cleanse, and by that I mean I do what is called the double cleanse. Basically, you use in your first step, you use a cleanser that's oil based to first remove your makeup, and then you use a second cleanser that's more of a water based cleanser to remove any of the remaining residues. But the reason why I love using this step is because I've seen dermatologists recommend it, especially for people who wear makeup, but also with people who wear sunscreens like water resistant sunscreens. This can really help remove them because it can be a little bit more stubborn to remove. So for my first cleanse, that is my oil cleanser, I'm currently using this cleanser from the brand Anua. This is called the Anua Heartleaf Pore Control Cleansing Oil. And this cleanser so far has been really nice. It's a little bit more dense than some of the ones that I've used before, but it's very nice. And the reason why I also love using a oil cleanser to remove my makeup first is precisely because it's an oil. That gentle slip is really better for not pulling and tugging, especially around the delicate area of our eyes and the eyelashes. I find that it's a lot more gentle, and it really helps to melt all the makeup, especially if you wear things like waterproof makeup. It really does help to melt them down. And then once you use a little bit of water, it will emulsify and turn into a milk that you can rinse off, and it will rinse off clean. Lately, I have been using these reusable cotton rounds that I use them to remove the cleanser before like washing it. I don't emulsify it, so I use that, and that can be really helpful if you don't like the mess of splashing your face. However, I think I'm going to go back to not using those cotton rounds. They can be helpful to work in a sense of you do a little bit of an exfoliation by removing your cleanser that way. It's almost like a little bit of an exfoliation. But I think I'm gonna move over to not using that and just splashing with water, removing it with water, because my skin has just been very, very sensitive, and I just want to remove anything that kind of drags on my skin right now. So I'm gonna switch back to not using it. But it's a great way to remove your oil cleanser if you don't like that messiness of water, but also it provides that little bit of exfoliation, which is also good. After using my oil cleanser, I will follow up with my water-based cleanser, and this is going to help to remove any residue left from the oil cleanser. Some oil cleansers may leave some oily residue behind, or maybe it didn't fully remove your makeup, so there's some traces. So using the second cleanser is going to help to properly remove everything that is left in your skin, and that is just going to help so that your skin is properly clean. And for me, having a properly cleansed skin at nighttime is the foundation for effective skincare routine. If you think about it, if your skin is not properly clean, the rest of the skincare products that you use, no matter if they're high-end, very expensive, but they won't be able to do their job because your skin is not clean enough. So I like using a gentle cleanser as my second step cleanser, and currently I'm using this one from Elizabeth Arden, and this is Elizabeth Arden Visible Difference Soft Foaming Cleanser. This one is really nice. It's a creamy texture that just makes a gentle lather, and it makes my skin feel very clean but not stripped. This is one that you can use both in the AM and in the PM. And if you have oily skin, they have a different version that basically the same packaging, but it has more of an exfoliating property to it. So it's like an everyday gentle exfoliating cleanser. So if you have oily skin, you may like that one. However, for me, because my skin has become a little bit more dry and sensitive through the years, I prefer this one. I want to make a quick note about cleansers. You do not need to have a different cleanser for the morning and for the evening. The same cleanser that you use in the evening, you can perfectly use it in the morning. I made this point as well in my AM skincare video. Right now, I'm using a different one for the night, and that is because the one that I'm using in the morning, if you saw my AM skincare video, if not, I'm going to list it down below so you can check it out. The cleanser that I'm using in the morning is very gentle, so gentle to the point that I find that it doesn't properly remove residue. So it's good for like that very gentle cleanse if you don't use too much makeup or sunscreen. But in the evening, it's maybe not the best. So that's why I bought this one. And this one, as I said, you can perfectly use it both in the morning and in the evening. And that is what I was doing in my summer, in the summer when I was away. I was on holiday. So I just took this one, and this is what I was using both for the morning and night, and it works perfectly well. However, when I'm done with all these cleansers that I have, because I currently have 2 of these kind of cleansers, when I'm done, I just want to go back to my favorite, which is the one from La Roche-Posay from the Toleriane range, the Derma Cleanser. That one is my absolute favorite, and I think I'm going to move back to that one, especially now that we're getting into the colder months and my skin feels a little bit more dry and sensitive. I think that one's going to be really good for that. Step 2, toner. So if you watched my AM skincare video, you probably already know that I love my toners, and in fact I rotate in between various toners. Do you need to use a toner? Probably not. There are a lot of dermatologists that will tell you that you do not need to use them. However, I do love using them. Again, remember, skincare is my therapy, or it's one of my therapies. I also love makeup. That's another of my therapies. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble here. Let's get back to toners. So I use various toners, but I don't use them all in the same routine. In the night, I only use one, and I'm currently using this one from the brand Haruharu Wonder. This is the Haruharu Wonder Black Rice Probiotics Barrier Essence, and this is an extremely lovely toner. It's this milky texture. It's very lightweight, but it's extremely hydrating and nourishing. It has various ingredients like ceramides. Let me see on my notes here. It has ceramides, like fatty acids, things that help to strengthen and repair the skin barrier, which is really important. Again, that's one of my goals in the evening, is to repair the skin. But also it has some other ingredients like ferment ingredients that help with elasticity, but also brightening. It's really a really lovely toner, and in fact I can say that this toner is so hydrating and nourishing that if you're someone that has oily skin, you can use this instead of moisturizer. You will just not feel the need for moisturizer. You can use this in the morning, let's say underneath your sunscreen, and you're good to go. However, for me, because I like packing on the hydration, I love this, and I use some other things as well in the night. And the reason why I love using toners is, first of all, because you really start that hydration process. For me, it's extremely important to pack on the hydration, to layer it on. So I start that by using a toner. The second reason why I like using a toner is precisely because they're very watery. They are going to enhance penetration of the rest of your skincare products. Therefore, they're going to be more effective. And the other reason why I like using toners is because they are an opportunity for you to integrate in your routine an ingredient that may not be present in the rest of your skincare products. So I love toners. Step 3, Retinoid Serum. So one of the key steps in my nighttime PM skincare routine is to use a retinoid serum. So retinoids is the general term that refers to things like retinol, retinol, or prescription retinoid or retinoic acid. And retinoids are the gold standard for preventing premature aging. They are the ingredient that's going to help with everything, with fine lines and wrinkles, with pigmentation, with texture, with dark spots, but even acne. Right now, I'm currently using this one from the brand Some by Me, Retinol Intense Reactive Serum. Another one that I've used in the past and I really love is the one from Avene. I will probably have that one linked down below, but that one's amazing. It uses only retinol, which is quite potent, but it's also very gentle. That one's amazing. I remember when I used that one, I could immediately see the effects of my skin. The skin texture was a lot better, but also my skin felt more brighter and healthier overall. This one I've been using for a few weeks now, so I can't really tell how good it is, but I chose it because it's very gentle. Right now in the stage I am in my life and my skincare journey, I just want things that are very gentle. I have used prescription strength retinoids and my skin just didn't love it. Maybe I just didn't use it properly. My skin has just become very sensitive, maybe because of all the products that I've been using. I don't know, but also things like environmental factors, stress, the dryness, the climate change, age really make it so that our skin change and we can become a little bit more sensitive. So my goal is to use things that are very gentle so that I can use them consistently rather than maybe trying to use something that's very potent, then I use it one day and then I can't use it for the rest of the year because it's irritated my skin. So that's why I chose this formula from the brand Some by Me. And it's really great because it's very gentle. It had amazing reviews, but also it combines retinol and retinol. So retinol is amazing on its own, but when you combine it with retinol, it's a little bit more gentle. It becomes even more effective. It also has things like bakuchiol, which is an antioxidant that apparently works similarly to retinoids. But it also has Centella asiatica and licorice root, which are both soothing, but at the same time can help with brightening the skin. And it also has one of my favorite antioxidants, which is resveratrol. The resveratrol helps fight free radicals, but it also helps with skin repair, brightening, and strengthening the skin in general. And like I said, using a retinoid is the most important step in my nighttime skincare routine. If I have to stop using anything else, I can stop using anything else but not my retinoid serum, because this is the one that's going to do everything. This is the one that's going to do the magic, if you wish. Step 4, exfoliating. So on nights that I'm not using my retinoid and before using my toner, I will use some form of exfoliating treatment. And this is really important to help with skin turnover, especially around our 20s, mid-20s. Our cell turnover starts slowing down, so you might feel things like you have more texture in your skin or like these dry patches in the skin. So that's going to help to remove those dead cells and bring forward fresh skin, fresh and renewed skin, and that's more brighter and healthier. So I like doing that, and I noticed this when I was in my 20s. I used to have like oily skin, but then I had like this dry skin around my T-zone. It was like flaking and all that, and by using some kind of exfoliation treatment, that really helped to remove those dead cells, but also to improve the texture of my skin. And currently I am using these First Aid Beauty facial radiance pads. This is what I'm using right now, and I really love them because they're very gentle. Again, gentle is the name of the game for me these days. They're really nice because they have various different AHAs or alpha hydroxy acids, such as lactic acids, which is very gentle. That one's very gentle, and it also is going to help with things like hydration. It also has glycolic acid, which is the smallest molecule, so it's going to deeply exfoliate or exfoliate a little bit more deeply, but also going to promote hydration as well. It also has, again, licorice root and aloe, so it's going to help again with soothing but also with brightening. That's really important because of the melasma, things like dark spots. You may want to incorporate something that has licorice root. And again, as I mentioned, I use this on the nights that I'm not using retinoids. You can use them, and I say this with caution. You can use them together in the same routine, but that is like when you're very experienced, that your skin is very resilient. Right now, I prefer to use them on different nights just to space it out and to prevent any irritation, because the more irritated your skin is, the more inflamed it is, the more the dark spots are going to show. It's just going to be harder to remove them, and it's really important to prevent inflammation in the skin. And the more irritated your skin is, the more inflamed it's going to be, the more issues you're going to have. So it's important to proceed with caution. Gentle is the name of the game. I say it again. And if I didn't say so, these are pads. This brings 60 pads and I use one is enough. You can just rub it in your face very gently, and it's going to help with that exfoliating process. They're very soft. It's got one side you have more of a rough side that you can use if you want more of a deeper exfoliation, and on the other side that is soft, you will get more of a gentle exfoliation. I am quite enjoying these. I feel that they're very gentle. Again, I haven't felt any irritation, and I'm rather enjoying them. Step 5. Eye cream. So I mentioned this in my AM skincare video, and basically the eye cream that I'm using in the night is the same that I'm using in the day, which is a one from Tirtir. It is the Collagen Lifting Eye Cream Serum. I love it because it has this little ball applicator which feels very cooling and very nice. But as I mentioned in my AM skincare video, using an eye cream is probably not necessary. A lot of dermatologists are going to tell you that you do not need them, that the same products that you use, your serums and your moisturizer, you can definitely bring them around your eye area. They're also going to help. However, if you have a sensitivity around your eyes, you may want to find a product that is specifically formulated around the eyes, especially if you want to incorporate something that has retinoids or vitamin C, which sometimes can be irritating around the eyes. So if you cannot tolerate your regular retinoid serum around your eyes, you may want to use a eye contour eye cream that has that ingredient so that you can also have the benefits around your eyes. However, I do use all my skincare around my eyes, but I do enjoy an extra layer of hydration. This eye cream doesn't really have anything too different from the rest of my skincare. It has some collagen extracts, some peptides. I don't know if it has caffeine, I can't remember. But it also has niacinamide, which is helpful for brightening, but also for providing the antioxidant protection around the eyes, strengthening the skin around the eyes. So I just enjoy that extra layer of eye cream around my eyes, also because I have very dehydrated eyes. I always mention this. I have very oily eyelids, but under eyes are very dry and dehydrated, so I enjoy that extra layer of nourishment around my eyes. Step 5, moisturizer. So at night it is said that our skin loses more water, so hydration is key, and in the nighttime I like using a moisturizer that is a little bit more emollient, a little bit more richer. Also because I think of it as something that is going to seal the previous treatments and truly lock in the hydration. Currently I'm using this moisturizer from D'Alba. I just started using it. This one from D'Alba, which is the White Truffle Double Serum and Cream. This is a customizable formula that I'm gonna show you. It has two sides, so it has the cream side and then it has the other side that is the serum. So depending on your skin needs, you may want to use maybe more of the moisturizer and a little less of the serum, or if you have more oily skin, you want to use more of the serum and less of the moisturizer, so you can customize it. However, I think I've been doing fine with just using half and half. So this moisturizer is enriched with some other ingredients, but among them the most important one it's famous for is the White Truffle, which is supposed to have some antioxidant properties but also some nourishing properties that help with things like elasticity, radiance, but also just overall nourishing and hydrating the skin. Step 6, occlusive layer. So a few years ago, I started waking up with my under eye feeling truly parched and dehydrated. It was a really interesting feeling because all my face felt fine, but my under eyes were just feeling really tight and dehydrated. And that is when I discovered slugging. I don't know if you remember, that was really popular on TikTok. And I started slugging using just Vaseline around my eyes, and that would help me wake up with my under eye feeling a lot more hydrated and nourished. I remember back then I used to use Vaseline under my eyes, but I also used the La Roche-Posay Cica Balm in the night. That is what I use in the rest of my face. That would work really nicely, and I would wake up with my skin feeling a lot better, a lot more hydrated and nourished, and also glowy. Currently, I'm using this one. I've been using this for years already at this point, which is the Cerave Healing Ointment. And I love this one because I find that it's better than Vaseline in the sense that it has ceramides and hyaluronic acid. I think it has hyaluronic acid. So I think this one is a little better than Vaseline because it has ceramides and hyaluronic acid. So it is going to help even more with repairing the skin. So not only working as a sealant to protect from water loss, but also it's going to help with repair the skin because it's got those ceramides and hyaluronic acid. And I can use it not only around my eyes, but also in the rest of my face. I mean, you can use Vaseline also around your face, but this one I feel that it has replaced for me that balm from La Roche-Posay. Although sometimes I feel like I want to get that one just because it's kind of different. But this does it all for me. So I just find that having that one product for slugging is good enough for me. And this one has been working for me so well in the past few years. I really love this product, and this has become a thing in the past 2 years. I basically slug every night. I think of it as something that is going to further seal the rest of my skincare products, and it's going to work almost like an overnight sleeping mask. Love, love, love. Step 7, lip balm. So I should have mentioned this as my first step because that's exactly what I do. I have this order of applying my skincare, and I usually will first apply a lip balm. However, because I'm talking about the nighttime skincare routine, I do apply lip balm, but especially before going to bed, I like to use something that is very thick. One of my favorites has been the one from the brand Nuxe, the Reve, the Miel lip balm, I believe it's called. That one is so thick and nourishing. It's one of those lip balms. It has this filmy texture, it's really thick filmy texture. When you put it on in the night and you wake up in the morning, you still feel it there. It is truly like nourishing. It's like a wax. It goes on your lips and it really prevents that loss of moisture, and you wake up with smooth, soft and nourished lips. However, I don't have that one right now, and I'm currently using one that I really like, but it's not my favorite for the evenings, and it's this one from the brand Essence. It's actually quite affordable and it's very nice. This is, what is this called? This is the Super Peptide Glossy Lip Treatment. So it's very glossy. It's very glossy, and it also has some shea butter. It's very nourishing, but it's not like that thick one that I like, but it will do for now. I definitely have to repurchase the other one from Nuxe. And I think I forgot to mention in my AM skincare video what are the other lip balms that I use, because I use lip balm both in the morning and the evening. Just in the evening I prefer something that is a little bit more thicker, like the one I mentioned from Nuxe, the Reve, the Miel lip balm. But for the mornings, I like to use something that is more like in a stick, something that is a little bit more lightweight, that is conditioning, and I will use that as I'm applying my skincare. And then by the time that I'm doing my makeup and by the time I get to my lips will be nice and smooth and ready for lipstick. And some of my favorite lip balms for using in the morning are the ones from the brand Collagen and also Nuxe again. Nuxe also has like a stick balm, and they're truly fantastic. Now I want to talk about a few pre-bed nighttime skincare steps, and the first that I want to mention is an eyelash serum. And this is something that I've been using for years because, again, I usually wear makeup almost every day, and I think that by removing the makeup almost every day, that causes a little bit, you're rubbing against your eyelashes, you're messing with them a little bit. So I like to use an eyelash treatment just to help condition and nourish them, just to keep them healthy, because they do go through a lot every day. And one that I used for years is the one from The Ordinary. That one's fantastic for just preserving the health of your eyelashes, keeping them nourished and conditioned. And when using that one, I noticed that my eyelashes didn't fall as much. But this year I've decided to try a new eyelash serum, and this is the one from the brand Swede, and it's called the Swede Pro Eyelash Serum. And the reason why I decided to buy this one is because this one doesn't have prostaglandins, nor does the one from the Ordinary. But I wanted something that would help with growing my eyelashes. I do have pretty good eyelashes, pretty decent eyelashes, but I wanted something to see if my eyelashes could look even better. And I didn't want to buy some of the popular ones that are out there, which are Revitalash and I don't know, these other names that are very popular you can find in the drugstore. A lot of them contain this ingredient prostaglandin, I hope I'm saying that right, which I've seen several dermatologists saying that they work, but they can bring a series of side effects such as pigmentation around the eyes, dryness in the eyes, but also it potentially could even change your eye color. So I was a bit scared about that, and I discovered this brand doesn't have that ingredient, so I thought I'd give it a try. But also I had it on my list. I didn't get it until I saw my favorite makeup artists Andrea Lee and Nikki LaRose rave about them, and then I thought, okay, that's my sign, I need to get them. And if you see Andrea Lee, if you follow her like I have, I definitely have seen her eyelashes and they look incredible. So that's why I decided to get this one, but also this is something that is part of my nighttime skincare routine. Another small step that I've been doing in the evenings, but that makes a huge difference and it's extremely important for me, is using a cuticle oil in my cuticles. I pick my fingers, I pull the cuticles and they get really dry and rough. It's a disgusting habit, I know, but one way to mitigate this effect of my cuticles looking horrendous is by using a cuticle oil every night. And the one I'm currently using is this one from Nails Inc. It's called the Superfood Repair Oil. It smells really, really nice and it really helps my cuticles stay soft. At least when I wake up, they're nice and soft, but through the day I start messing with them again. But anyway, I've been using this for years. You can probably use something like Vaseline or even the Cerave nighttime Cerave repair ointment. You can use this in your cuticles and it will work as well, but I just really love using a cuticle oil. I find that it just feels a little bit more special, just gives that little extra oomph in your nighttime skincare routine. Another important step that I do before I go to sleep is to use a hand lotion. Our hands go through a lot, we're constantly washing them. They also go through a lot. They're exposed to the environment. They also age. So one thing really important that I also note in my AM skincare video is to make sure that you're bringing all the skincare that you're using on your face also in the back of your hands. But I also love using a lotion before going to bed. The one I'm currently using is a non-brand one that I'm trying to finish up from the supermarket, but my favorite ones are from the brand L'Occitane and Caudalie. I love them because they are a little bit more thick and emollient, and when you put them on they smell incredible, but they also just feel very, very nourishing because they are a little bit more occlusive, a little bit thicker, but not grossly oily. So they feel really nice. I really love those, and I'll list down below 2 of my favorites from those brands. Final nighttime step before I go to sleep is to use a foot cream. I know it doesn't sound very sexy, but to use a foot cream is really important. This is something that I also learned from dermatologists here on YouTube, Dr. Dre, and I like using a foot cream, especially one that has urea. Urea is an ingredient that helps to hydrate but also helps with exfoliating the skin. So if you find a foot lotion that has that, it really helps your feet stay nice and smooth, especially after you do a pedicure. You have your feet nice and soft. If you use a cream that has urea every night after you've done your pedicure, it's going to help for your feet to stay nice and smooth for longer. I have experienced this, and the one I'm currently using is this one that I bought in Portugal. This is actually a Spanish brand. So this is from this brand. It's a Spanish brand. It's called Body Nature, and this one has 10% urea. This brand has one that has 5%, 10%, and 15%. I like 10%. I find that that's like the sweet spot that you can use it every night. The 15% one, I think they advise you to use it every other night because it's a little bit more potent. But this one I find that is the sweet spot. I can use this every night and it really helps keep my feet nice and soft. However, for years I used the foot cream from the brand Eucerin. They have one, if I can find it, I'll link it down below. But they have one that doesn't have a scent and that has 10% urea, and that one is really, really good. And you can use it every night before you go to bed and you will wake up to nice, soft, and smooth feet. So that was my PM skincare routine. And just as I said in my AM skincare routine, skincare is a therapy for me. I really enjoy these steps, but please remember that what works for me may not work for you. And use this video as an inspiration, but adjust it to your skincare's needs. And always consult a professional if you have any skincare concerns, like a dermatologist. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a like and leave me a comment letting me know what is your favorite PM skincare step. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more beauty content and follow me over on Instagram. I am very active over there. I share a lot on my day-to-day basis. I share beauty, skincare, makeup, everything, and also a little bit of my personal life, like my workouts, the foods I like to eat, and all those nice things. So don't forget to follow me over there as well. And with that, I hope you have a lovely day. I'm sending you lots of love, lots of kisses, and I'll see you soon. Ow!